the fort that cursed a kingdom. In Rajasthan, at the edge of the Sariska Tiger Reserve, lies a ruin so feared that the government posted warnings to leave by sundown. Stone gates that once welcomed traders now close on silence. Walls stand, but the air feels heavy, as if the ground itself resists you. This is Bhangarh, a fort where history ended, but the whispers never did. Bhangarh was founded in 1573 CE by Raja Bhagwant Das, ruler of Amber, for his younger son, Madan Singh. It was a jewel of its time, a fort city pressed against the Aravalli hills, laid out with temples, havelis, and a bustling bazaar. The palace stood highest, overlooking courtyards where musicians once played and merchants shouted their prices. Even in ruin, you can trace the life that once pulsed here, the steps worn smooth, the shrines blackened with centuries of touch. But prosperity in Rajasthan was always fragile. Empires rose, wars swept through, the land itself hardened under drought. And here, silence crept in. The city was abandoned within 2 centuries, with no record of a battle, no proclamation of exile, just absence. And into that silence, legend seeped. The most enduring tale belongs to Princess Ratnavati, said to be beautiful and clever, her hand sought by nobles across India. A tantric named Singhiya watched her from the shadows. Skilled in forbidden rites, he believed he could bend her will with magic. He cast a spell upon a flask of perfume, a charm meant to enslave her heart. But Ratnavati sensed the deceit. She hurled the vial, and when it struck a boulder, the rock rolled down, crushing the sorcerer beneath it. As he lay dying, he cursed her and the fort itself, that no joy would live here, that the city would fall to ruin, and that no soul within its walls would ever find rest. For centuries, this curse has been told alongside the ruins, the myth explaining what the records cannot. By the late 18th century, the curse seemed fulfilled. Famine gnawed at the land, the fort's wells dried, armies fought through the valley and the people fled, houses collapsed, roofs sagged, even the bazaars fell silent. Only temples and palace walls endured, skeletal reminders of a city that vanished. Unlike other abandoned forts of Rajasthan, Bhangarh carried no official reason for its fall. And so the curse became the only answer. Even now, locals say Ratnavati's spirit roams the fort, and that Singhiya's words were etched deeper than stone. Perhaps it is not the city that lingers, but the story of 2 people bound in opposition. Ratnavati's beauty was not fragile but forceful, the kind of beauty that draws devotion, envy, and ruin in equal measure. Beauty can be magic, and magic can be dangerous. Where she embodied radiance, Singhiya embodied hunger, his sorcery less about love than possession, less about longing than control. When the 2 met, history bent, and the ruin that followed is as much about obsession as it is about stone. Today, Bhangarh is under the protection of the Archaeological Survey of India. India itself seems to breathe in secrets, a place where every shadow hints at a story, every scent carries a memory, and the line between desire and danger is as thin as the desert air. Tourists wander its halls by day, climbing the broken steps, photographing shrines where only monkeys pray. But as the sun lowers, the fort empties. Signs at the gates repeat the same warning in bold black letters. No entry after sunset, entry at your own risk. Officially, it is for safety. The ruins are dangerous in the dark, but for villagers nearby, it might be something else. They say strange sounds rise at night, as if the marketplace still hums, as if voices still barter and argue. Some claim to hear footsteps on stone where no one walks. And though scholars dismiss the fear, even the guards leave before the light dies. Bhangarh is a ruin, but ruins breathe. History left its stones, folklore gave them a curse, and the silence that lingers makes the two impossible to separate. One question remains, heavy as the desert air. Would you cross the gate at sundown?